Washington is a no-fault divorce state. What that means is that only one party has to file, and both parties do not need to agree. The marriage has to be irretrievably broken. What that means is that there is no reasonable prospect of reconciliation. There's a 90-day waiting period, and the reason for that is courts like to see a cooling off period before they file a court order dissolving the marriage. Washington State is a community property state. What that means is any assets that are acquired during the marriage are considered assets of both parties. Community properties typically split 50-50. Assets that typically are divided in Washington State can include bank accounts, property, businesses, or anything that both parties acquired equally during the marriage. That does not include separate property or property that you had prior to the marriage. It also generally doesn't include inheritances or anything you might be awarded in a lawsuit or otherwise. In Washington State, we don't call it alimony. We call it spousal maintenance. And what spousal maintenance is based upon is a need of one party and the ability to pay of the other party. When determining spousal maintenance, courts will look at the length and duration of a marriage, or they will look at each party's contributions to the marriage. What that may mean is one party was a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, and the other party worked. So courts will take that into consideration when determining what maintenance should be awarded. Maintenance is not forever. Maintenance is designed to allow one party to get back on their feet. So in Washington State, we don't necessarily call it child custody. We use parenting plans, and parenting plans are determined on what is in the best interest of the child. What is in the best interest of the child is not necessarily based upon the needs of the parents. It is designed to determine what is in the best interest of the child to help them thrive and grow. Generally, the courts in Washington State want both parents to be intimately involved in their child's upbringing. However, there are certain things like abuse, neglect, sometimes alcoholism, where the courts will take that into account and give one parent more visitation over the other, or in some extreme cases, they'll take visitation away completely. If you have questions about divorce, please give us a call. At Johnson Law Firm, we fight for families and their fresh start.